Hey, it's Crystal again. This video is to show you how to put together the notebook, the notepad. What you do, once you have all your colors colored, ready to go, whether you stamp on it, whether you mask it to do a diagonal, whether you splatter it, it's up to you how you want to do the pages. But once they have completely been finished and done, if you're doing by colors or anything like that, divide out your colors. That way you can alternate the colors for your pad. And all you do is just alternate your colors to put all your sheets together. And that's all you do to prepare it. Make sure it's even for your colors and everything. You want to make sure that you have enough to do the even. That way it looks like it's made correctly, so it looks like it's not accidentally left out, or that's the way it was meant. The purpose of it was to have the alternating colors. You don't want, you know, a green one, then a pink one, and then the next one is a green one, then a blue one, and you want it uniform all the way across the board. You want the same number of sheets, you want the same number of colors, you want it to be in the right order all the way through the book. It just makes it more pleasing and makes it look, I don't want to say professional because it is homemade, but it makes it look like that was the intention. And make it look like it was made or meant that way. If you do the unusual color, you know, not unusual colors, but not the same color in the same order, then it just doesn't look like it was put together correctly. And that's all you do is just divide up your colors. Once you have all your sheets, make sure that it is flush, everything's lined up, it's all in order. You want a flat thing. Now what I do, once I get it all straightened out, you don't want it perfect yet because you're going to have your cardboard. Whether you cover it, whether you use it plain, it's up to you. It's up to you what kind of cardboard, it's up to you how you want to do it. All I do is put the paper on the cardboard, make sure it's all flat. Because we're gluing it, I like to take another piece of paper and put on the back and on the front. That way, once the glue is done, I pull away this white sheet and the white sheet in the back, and it gives it a cleaner, finished edge. Sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't. It's all up to what I'm doing that day and whether or not I'm in a hurry or anything like that. You want all the sheets flush at the bottom, and what I do it in a gradual all the way up. Let me get into frame for you, sorry about that. Flush at the bottom, that way everything's together. I binder clip one side, and then I binder clip the other side. Okay, and then I go back. You want it flat, binder clip, and binder clip. And of course, you know, it's not going to be perfect, it's not going to be exact, because of course, it's homemade. Now, on mine, right here, you see the cardboard. I'm going to take this white sheet and scoot it up just a little bit so that cardboard is not visible from the back. Because where we tapped it, that's your bottom. This is your top. You don't want to let it completely go because all your papers are going to be off. You want to make sure everything is centered. Everything is attached. Now, like I said, it's homemade. It's not going to be perfect. Once I get all the binder clips on, what I'm going to do course, your tacky glue. I keep mine in a votive candle upside down. That way it's always ready for me. I don't have to wait till it drains down. This, the way we're doing it here, you have to open it up. Okay. You want the access of here. This is what you want. Okay, what I do, I squeeze, not that much, but I squeeze the bottle so it comes up to the top. I grab a big glob of it on my finger, and all I do is smear it on. That's all I do. Now, since it's tacky glue, it's thick, okay? It is thick, and that is what you want. You want the thickness. You want it to stay put. You don't want it to roll around or glide into your this one's so far empty that I'm going to switch over to a new bottle. You do not want the glue to run down in between your pages. That's why we use tacky glue. You want it to stay on the top. You want it to stay stuck right there on the top so it would adhere it. And all you do, again, big glob of glue. You want to, you know, you don't want a huge, gigantic amount because you want to be able to control it. But all you do is cover your entire seam there. You want it to cover all the pages on top. Watch yourself because so you don't get it on the sides, the front and the back. That's why we put the white piece of paper there. Just literally cover it. Make sure all the pieces of paper have glue on it. Okay. Now, unfortunately, I didn't make one up ahead of time, but I'm going to talk you through it. Okay. Now, you want to make sure everything is evened out. You get a smooth section at the top. You don't want big globs. You want it all smooth and even. That gives you the effect of the rubber at the top of a regular pad, a regular, you know, note-taking pad. I don't put a gigantic glob on. I put a little at a time. I smooth it out. If I need more, I go back and get more. But that's literally what you do. And if you'll notice, it's just globbed onto. Okay. Once you get to this point and there's enough on there to where you think it will hold, you are going to take it. I'm just cleaning the glue off my finger. You are going to take these, this is your top, you're going to take these bottom clips and you're going to clip it right at the top, right at the edge. You want the pressure right at the tip of the edge. Now, also, your paper is there to help protect your pad from these, because when you pull this off, it's glue. Of course, you are going to have this stick to the white piece of paper because it's glue. Now, if you take your time and wobble it and wiggle it, you might be able to take it off without it pulling or ripping or tearing the white paper. That's why it's there, so it will protect the notepad inside. Now, once this it's white right now, the glue is white, it will start turning clear, and once that happens, once it starts, you can reapply another smear of glue. That way, you know, you make sure that you hit every piece of paper. You make sure with the shrinkage of the glue, that way you know it's good and adhered. You can either wait till it completely dries and then put another thing of glue on, or once it starts turning white and you can see where it did and where it didn't shrink, or where you do have glue and where you don't have glue, or if you want a thicker layer, that way you make sure that the notepad holds together, you can smear it on before it completely dries. But I would let, before you use it, before you give it to anybody or anything like that, let it sit overnight. Let it completely dry. That way you don't have any discoloration in the tip or in the glue area of your notepad. And once it does dry, all you do is take this. You can either rip it off, or you can take it and peel it completely back and take a X-Acto knife and literally slice right there where this is glued on, front and back, both. You're going to literally just pull this back. You can either rip it off or pull it back to where it's, your notepad's here and your white piece of paper's here, and slice through the glue. It's up to you. If you rip it off like this, you might have a tendency to where the paper will rip, or you have pieces of paper left onto the notepad of the white. It's up to you. It's your decision. All you do is just take this white piece of paper off on the back side, white piece of paper off on the front side, and your notepad is done. Once this top is dry, reapply and dry it again. And that's the whole notepad. Like I said, it's really, really simple. It's easier and simpler than you think it would be. The tacky glue is what makes it. The tacky glue is what makes it that way. You have a thick glue that will stay in place. It won't run. It won't seep into the paper or anything like that. It stays up top, but it holds enough of the paper to where you can just rip it off as a notepad.